Hello my fellow gamers and welcome to round 2 for Group A. After the build up and excitement from yesterday's games, as you guys have probably seen on my channel, I covered 6 battles of yesterday. Round 1 for Group A and B, and of course all the YouTubers put their battles on as well, and it's been so exciting jumping from channel to channel, watching everyone's responses and back and forth. And but what is bigger for me, more important, is the community feedback. You guys have been amazing. The amount of people that are commenting on all the videos, the amount of people that are jumping across to other channels and commenting on there, absolutely fantastic. I mean, my subs have jumped, and I'm pretty sure everyone else's has had a sudden jump up, which is amazing. That was the whole point of this series, is to, you know, build a community up of subscribers, of YouTubers. I've also noticed that YouTubers are also doing their own like one-off battles and that with each other, practice games, things like that. Absolutely amazing to see. So it really means a lot that after all this effort and putting it together, that it's really paying off. And it's only day 1. We've got 6 more days, guys, of group games. We then have the next week is just going to be the knockouts, which is going to be so tense. Yeah, it's just amazing the result I've had from this already that we've all seen in just the first day. I mean, this is only going to build up as more people find out about this tournament, more people watch, more people subscribe, more people share. You know, it might end up on Reddit and all that. You know, it'd just be absolutely amazing to see how far this tournament can go within 2 weeks. It's just going to be amazing. Anyway, moving on from that, but again, just a massive thank you for the great feedback from everyone, both YouTubers and subscribers alike. So fantastic. Keep up the good work. Keep those comments coming in, because it proves to the YouTubers as well, especially the ones that are new to this format, it's worth doing, guys. It is worth doing events that I can organise and other events that other guys might do in the future, because it is worth it for their channels. It builds everyone up. It builds up success for the whole YouTube community of Warhammer, Total War. It's just worth it, so keep it up. Fantastic. Now I've mumbled on long enough, let's get on with it. In this round, we've got Jenna on Occasion versus Turin, so 2 of the better players in this group battling it out. Oh, that's going to be good. It's going to be so good. You then have BlackIron versus TzuDevil, and then Shadow Online Gaming versus Ragnarok. Let's jump straight to the map and have a look at that. Interesting story regarding the map, but we'll get into that in a second. Coming from the south of this barren wasteland, you may be wondering why the name of this map is called Unknown. This is purely because this wasn't the map we were meant to play on for this round. It was meant to actually be a castle map, and when we loaded it, and this is for everyone, it said it was a different map, and yet when we loaded that map on for the custom mode, so I could do this camera work, it came out of a different map. So we're not entirely sure what map this is. If you guys know, please do comment below, because that would be really, really helpful. Anyways, so going up to the north now, it's quite a barren wasteland, this map, which will really put our players to the test because there's not much terrain to use to their advantage. Each player will be deploying in the east and west side of the map, both of them having a slight hill to their side. The player to the west has a much bigger hill, and so might want to use that to his advantage, but the players to the east with a smaller hill does have woodland, so they can use that to hide their army, or to set up vanguard, ambushes, deploy, you know, that sort of thing. With a map that's like this, it's going to be very difficult to try and sneak up on your enemy, so it's going to encourage quite a straight up fight, but where it's quite open plains, there's going to be a lot of mobility. It's going to be very important. It's either going to be a massive smash in the middle, or whoever has the best cavalry and mobility can get the movements around the armies. Of course, also, that's if they just meet in the middle. If one side decides to stay on a hill, like these 2 armies are doing, then it could be very difficult to see an end result, as both armies would not want to move. Anyway, so that is the wrap up of this map. Not much to say, to be honest, apart from the fact that we don't know what map it is. Let's get to the first battle. Okay then, now we've given the map over, I can tell you which factions are being on this map. Now, I kid you not, as you can see, Jen on Occasion is going with Beastmen, Turin is going with Greenskins. Beastmen appear in all 3 rounds of this map for Group A. BlackIron picks Beastmen, and Shadow Online Gaming picked Beastmen. I'm not entirely sure why this happened. Because we didn't know what we were picking. You got to remember in this lineup, it was just, you had 6 rounds each, and you had to pick blindly, right, against, like, Turin, I want to use this faction, against Jenna, I'm going to use this faction, TzuDevil in this faction, and yet somehow, on the same map, in the same round, 3 of the players have picked the same race. And I can confirm that 2 of them, on the other side, have picked greenskins. So we've got 2 games on the same map, Beastmen and greenskins. Be really interested to see how they mix the armies up and how they compare. It's just going to be really good. And I can confirm that the final one is down to the wire, and it's not Beastmen and greenskins. So let's go look at what these guys have brought. Here they are. Right, so we'll go on slow because these guys, actually, we should be alright. I don't know. There's nothing Vanguard and anything. We're going slow motion, get the battle start. So here we have Chaos Warhands and Poison. There have a couple Centaurs, one of them with great weapons, always good to have on the flank. I believe it's the same there. Yes, it is. We've got front line of Ungor Herds, 4 of them. On the flanks, we've got Ungor Spearmen with shields. Some Ungor Herds with shields. We've got the good old Minotaurs with shields there as well. There's a lot of shields. He's expecting Turin to bring a lot of range, which he probably has done. Brave Shaman of Death on a chariot. We also got Margot for the Shadow Gave, and then 2 units of Ungor Raiders. A very nice all-rounded force, good heavy hitting front line, you know, heavy hitters at the back, support and flankers. But what has the pro gamer Turin brought? Now, a lot of this is probably going to be beyond me, the choices here, but let's have a look. So we got the Mangy Marauders there, the Goblin Wolf Archers on Regiment of Renown. We have some Forest Goblin Spider Riders. We also have the Death Creepers, which is the Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers, Death Regiment of Renown. And then we got some more Forest Goblin Spider Riders there. So that's his cavalry. He's then got some Night Goblins on the flanks here. A nice solid core of Black Orcs. Some Orc Biggins on the flank. I believe that's a Goblin Big Boss. Is that 2 of them? It is the classic 2 Goblin Big Bosses. Is that one on a wolf? Yes, it looks like one on a wolf and one on a spider, because Turin likes to mix it up. We also have Wazarg on his mighty painted pig there. And then we've got an Arachnok's Queen. So that's going to be fun. I believe that's his whole army. And this is taken from Turin's point of view. So the Beastmen outnumber them nearly 2 to 1. We've got here. So this is going to be a good game. These players, they know what they're doing, and they probably put a lot of effort into both of these armies. So let's go to normal speed, and we'll just let them kind of take the lead, and then we'll try and commentate on what's going on as it proceeds. So yeah, both lines are coming up. The there you go. Jenna's just discovered the Night Goblins, the Spiders and Rangers. There you go. The Marauders are now running forward, probably to get some shots off. Or are they charging? Are they charging? They are charging in! Oh, Turin, as we go, a good class on the front line there. We do have Fatal Bruno being dropped on the Black Orcs there. That's going to do a lot of damage. There you go, good front lines hit there, but the cavalry are now free to flank. That's done a lot of damage, but Ragnarok Queen is getting in there. So as Black Orcs, what have we got being dropped on here? Here we go, the melee take being buffed up here. We also have, oh, Chaos Spawn has spawned behind and is hacking up. And these Death Creepers. And then we have at the back here the Orc Big and Stride Hill. But the Beastman front line, as you can imagine there, has broken. Oh, we got some Spider Hatchlings from the Queen going after the Archers. Very good move here. These guys are kind of doing a hit and run support to try and beat this flank back. With the Orc Biggins kind of cheering the Spiders and that. Oh, there you go, trying to get in there. And they have broken that flank. And I think there was a Minotaur being thrown down across there. I believe that core violence to keep their leadership up. This Chaos Spawn is doing a fantastic, but we do have more Death Creepers. Death Creepers there, and the big to deal with that. But it looks like some units are breaking on both sides here, but I think Turin has won this flank, but purely because Jeddah has given it, because he wants his cavalry to move around the flank. Well, the Brave Shaman is going to move away. The Archers haven't quite realised the Spider Hatchins eaten them yet, which is never good. As you can see now, it's the Orc Biggins and the Ungor Spearmen just battling out there. There you go, more Chaos Spawn have spawned here and are going through as well. Fantastic. Got some more Spider Hatchins, so there's a lot of spawning going on. A lot of things are moss petting in the middle here. I mean, we've got some Orc Biggins there taking damage. The Goblin being back. The Black Orcs, they're doing alright. They're taking quite a bit of damage. Wazark's coming in. The Queen is trying to get out of there by the looks of it, but Margot of the Shadow Gave and of course the Centaurs aren't going to allow that. We got more stuff coming in. Oh, the Hatsons have now died, so these guys are now picking on. Are they shooting at? No, they're shooting at the Queen. That's what I thought. Wazark is dropping some abilities down. Here we go again. Very nice there. So what's going on over here? We have a group that seems to have ran off. We seem to have some Ungor herds, Centicles, and some spearmen taking on Goblin big bosses. Guys, we don't, Jenna, you don't need that many there, mate. You get back here. On the rear, as you can see, these guys, the Centicles, are causing absolute mayhem behind the line, taking out all Turin support as best as you can. It looks like the big ins are finally beating the spearmen back. We've got some more Chaos Warhounds here. But it's kind of all just focused down in the centre. Wazark and the Queen is in there. We've got Chaos Spawn, Sadogave, some Centicles going in. The archers shooting at the Queen. But they seem to really be striking. Call Violence drop down again to try and keep their leadership in. But we do have some Forest Goblin and Spider Hatsons charging into the rear here. Here comes the Centicles from over there. Chaos Warhounds. Archers, it looks like, yeah, they're trying to pick off the Black Orcs before they can rally, which is probably a very good move. Got some Night Goblins coming in, though, to the rescue. The bravest of all Goblins, as we know, getting in there. Helping the Spider Hatsons, trying to take out Centicles. We also have some more Biggins coming in. Oh, this is not good. This is a lot of reinforcements coming in. And this could be the end for the Beastmen here. Chaos Warhounds getting some good flank attacks in. Of course, their poison will be a good effect. Oh, there was an ability drop down there against them. But it didn't seem to do too much damage. And that Spearman is keeping the two Goblin bosses quite happy best there. What have we got being dropped there? Get back here, some more leadership. Pretty much both sides are doing everything they can to keep their leadership going, because whoever breaks here, most of the army is going to break. We have some Ungor herds here. There's a lot of stuff going to break, and the Beastmen are falling back. I believe that's to try and get some more charges down, as these guys are getting some good shots. Oh, we've got some more Hatsons coming down. There can't be that many left, but these guys will burst out the ground, charge into those archers, and Jenna is trying to get those archers put away there, because yeah, we don't want these guys to break. Here comes the reinforcements charging in here. The cavalry to try and deal with this, because the archers needed to take out the Queen. Sorry about the camera there, it goes all a bit funny there. The big bosses have actually broken off from those guys and are running in. We've got some Centicles here with the great weapons, yep, but he's left his commander in there. The Sadogave has been left on his own. The Centicles here with the great weapons and the Chaos Warhounds are trying to get him, but Sadogave's wavering. He's exhausted. He's taking on all these guys. Orc Biggins, you know, the Spider Queen, Wazark. He's taking quite a bit of damage, I must say. But, you know, this is a stupidly close game. It's slightly in Turin's favour, but... Oh, we've still got the Spider Hatsons there, but they should be able to deal with them. Oh, but the Queen is now on the move. They've moved from this giant corpse, pile of corpses, and they're now getting the charge on the Wolves and Centicles, and the Goblin Big Boss as well. Here we go. The Wolves are starting to break, and this is going to cause rallying. This is going to cause terror problems if this goes. Oh, and the reinforcements for the Orcs. The reserves have come back, and they're going to start chasing down. More Hatsons have dropped down for Turin here, and all this fast attack. Oh no, no. Poor Jeddah. The Beastmen are now starting to break against this just terrifying Orc. And yes, it's now looks like it's strongly going in. We do have these guys coming in, but a couple of Warhounds and a couple of Ungors, Spearmen, and that are not, I don't think, going to turn the tide. But we do have guys rallying, but these guys are chasing this flank down. The archers have come back. The Wolves are there. Got another ability going down there. Here we go. Here we go. I did actually mean to say that. But yeah, so that's going to cause some serious. And the Wolves just immediately scatter. I mean, they can't stand against power of that magnitude, I believe, is what Turin would probably say in this sprint. The Centicles have rallied, but it's all balanced on a knife's edge with this leadership. And the Goblins are looking quite confident, the Greenskin side. I mean, the Beastmen are trying to surround, but look, as soon as they get close, that terror kicks in. And it is now looking quite balanced in his, even though Jenna outnumbers him 4-1, this Queen and Wazark is going to cause some trouble. This big bug now just wants to get rid of these. If he can get rid of these, the others will probably break instead. So yeah, it's all coming down. We got to be careful, but you watch, that leadership will start dropping as soon as that Queen turns up. Here they go, they're going in for the charge. They're trying to get the weaker fins. They're trying to get away from Wazark and the Queen and get all these weaker units, which is a very good move. As you can see, the Night Goblins and the Biggins are already starting to break. We do have some more Biggins over there. But here comes Wazark. He's doing a charge into Wazark. Can he kill him? Oh, this is so close, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think the Beastman's leadership are going to drop. There we go. He's just done a leadership buff for the Greenskins. And there we go. It looks like the Beastmen are breaking. Oh, Janet, that was so close. Oh. And breathe. Wow. That was stupidly close, as expected for these two players. Absolutely brilliant game. That is Turin, by the way. It's called Mountain Dew for this tournament. No idea why. It's Turin. We don't question his ways. But, oh, what a fantastic game there by both sides. It was so manic that I probably missed stuff. Like, well, I was... Because these players are so good with the micro, they're all over the place. And it struggles even just commentating to keep up with them. So, absolutely brilliant there. Definitely check out their videos, because they'll probably obviously cover their side of the battle. The links will be in the description below. Do check it out, because obviously they'll go into why they picked things, what happened, what was going through their mind, and of course bits that I probably missed, because I'm trying to cover everything, but they're more like to cover more their side of the battle and a bit of the enemy. So, you know, give it a look over. Right, let's go over. So Wazark, a very respectable 24 kills, but he probably, the buffs and the leadership keeping these guys going, fantastic. Goblin Big Box, 40 kills and 23. Night Goblins, as we know, the best of Goblins, 38 and 51. The Big Ends, 98 kills. What 109. That's painful to see. And of course the Black Orcs, actually imagine 145 and 101, smashing through this weak Beastman front line. We then have 22 and 27 of the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. The Marauders only got 7 kills. They got shut down quite quickly. Also, they charged into a front line. But don't know if that was intentional. I suspect for Turin it was. Though it's beyond my understanding. And of course the Death Creepers got 18 kills. The Ragnarok Queen, as you can imagine, 87 kills. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Gen Occasion, the Zardar got 53. The Brave Shaman of Death got 16. Then we got Ungol Spearmen, the 14 and 12. They weren't to do much. They were to stop cavalry, get in the flanks. I mean, they held some of the units down really well before they broke. And of course the Ungol Hurge, 40 kills. That's really good. 5, 15 and 15. Convenient. This was just the weak front line, but again, it held them in place. It dealt with the little units, like the Goblins and that, and held the Black Orcs in place while the bigger units did their job. Gorhurge got 16 kills. The Uncle Raiders, 42 and 41. Very nice there. I mean, they were obviously shooting the Ragnarok a lot. They were shooting Wazark, but also I noticed that he was shooting like guys that were running. He was shooting them in the back, getting a nice few kills, especially on Black Orcs. So very well used. Centaurs, 87 kills for that group and 45 for that. And the Centaurs are great weapons, 50 kills and 102. I mean, he must have had a great time just calming things down. The Chaos Warhounds, you don't expect them to get many kills, 28 and 17, but their poison ability and those extra hits, you know, rare charge of that, would have played a big part of getting these guys more kills. And the Monitors of Shields, in the thick of the fight the whole time with a nice 21 kills. They were up against the toughest that Turin had. So a fantastic game there. So that is a second win for Turin and the first loss for Jen on occasion. But out of all the people to lose against, I think this is alright. I think against Turin, Jenna can deal with that. That should be fine. So, moving on. We now have, as you can see, BlackIron, the Beastmen, and TzuDevil, the Greenskins. Yeah, we've got a rematch. But we can see how these guys approach the different armies and their builds. So it is going to be interesting to see how that goes. So let's get that battle underway. Okay, guys. So round 2 of this group. And I can confirm it's the same generals. So they've pretty much just backed off, got new troops, and then gone back onto this icy field to take it out again under new leadership. What have we got at the front line? We have 1, 2, 3 units of Gorhurge, 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Bestigorhurge. So a much tougher line here. Good guys at the front, scouting out, and then a much lighter cavalry force. No wolves, I don't think. Just got a couple of Centaurs with great weapons and a couple of Centaurs with throwing axes. So yeah, a lot more focused but more powerful cavalry. We have a Brave Shaman once again of Death, and then we have Muggles the Zardar. But of course, this one is on foot, the Shaman, not on the chariot. We do have some guys. You've got the Death Creepers once again coming back. We've got some Forest Goblin Spider Archers. A couple of units of them. Yep, so you got 3 of them. Vanguard deployed, so they can get some harassment, as you can see, straight off the bat. Getting these Gorhurge, get them weakened. But the front line of this is Savage Orcs. And how many units is there? Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3 units of Savage Orcs, 1, 2, 3 units of Black Orcs. Black Orcs, that's going to be difficult for the Beastmen to cut through. We've then got Wazark on his mighty pig once more. Now he's got reinforcements. Got a couple units of Orc Biggins to deal with any big threat. And then we got a nice little cavalry force of Orc Boar Boys. Biggins. God, trying to say that 3 times when you're drunk's going to be interesting. So, different approaches. Same generals, but slightly different. Like the Spider Archer's more aggressive. Less of a weak line. Stronger fighting mid-lines. More focused cavalry. And obviously, like, these boards are going to be more about hitting the Sock cavalry, hitting then doing damage, instead of torrents, hit, you know, kind of harassment units. As you see, this game's only 5 minutes, and we got about 800 people apiece, so much more even on numbers. So here we go, the Gore Herds immediately charging the Spiders, because to be honest, they've got nothing else to charge, and try and back them off when the main line moves up. Here comes the cavalry. That cavalry should be able to beat this cavalry and then swing around to help. So the goblins are now going behind the front line. Not sure what these guys are going to do against. They're going to flank charge though. Flank charge on the Savage Orcs. That's going to do a nice bit of damage. But a frontal charge on the Black Orcs. That's not going to do so well. Let's zoom out. Look at the damage already taken by this group and that group who are now being charged. But we do now have the Besticles coming in. But we got this flank attack here going. Have we got a Vanguard unit? Oh, you sneaky Goblin Wolf Riders in the corner. Is there a group in the other corner? No, I completely missed them, guys. I apologise. But here you go. Here's the cavalry battle we said would happen. But where they've charged the biggins, that's... Oh, good rear charge into the Boar Boys there. That should help because they're already starting to break. Why is he... Has he sent to the guys with throwing axes? Why have you sent to the guys with throwing axes? And the biggins here, cutting them down. Oh dear, that's not looking very good. But we do have Chaos Spawn now appearing behind the Orc biggins here. Towards Margov and the Gore Herd here are taking on the Black Orcs. But it's not looking too good for this group. The Beastmen, I mean, 2 groups already going. And we've got another group breaking here. And this group is trying to swarm them. And they are beating those Black Orcs up, which is very good. But these Black Orcs are now just focusing on him. Wazark is focusing on him. But a couple of the Orc units have now broken. The Beastmen are rallying again. Boom, he's now done. He's been hit by a Spirit Leech. Very nice. That'll do some damage. And the Chaos Spawn are keeping this group back. And I'm not quite sure what's going on here. I don't want to say either way. I think the Beastmen are winning this flank, this cavalry battle, but at a great cost. Very great cost. It looks like the Beastmen are beating the Black Orcs in this flank. So now this group, including the Brave Shaman, are free. And these guys to deal with this group. The Chaos Spawn are now being wiped out by the Biggins as expected. The Spiders are taking a run away from these guys. Oh, another group of Chaos Spawn has just come in. These guys are chasing after them. Oh, this is not looking good. This is not looking good for the Greenskins on this one. The Beastmen were struggling at first. There you go. We've got some cavalry. The Forest Goblins have charged into these. Very good work there. Just to get them to break and get them off the table. Chaos Spawn, these guys are on here for a while. Move them. There we go. They're now moving. These guys have chased down the Black Orcs, cutting them down, and now they're coming in. So it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. I would like to say it's slightly in the Beastman favour, which is what the balance of power is saying. But this cavalry battle has cost a lot for both sides. As you can see, they're kind of breaking. They are kind of getting the Beastmen now, holding that flank. Just got to deal with these biggins, but that's all that's there. But as you can see, now we've got all these big groups of Bestigors coming in here. Pretty high strength. There you go. Margov and the Chaos Spawn are taking out the Black Orc. And are doing quite a bit of damage. Oh, very nice bit of damage there by Wazark, who's kind of just hiding there. No one seems to notice he's there. We do have a Bestigal herd that's been surrounded, but a Spirit Leech... Oh, Fair Boona, I apologise. Has been dropped on the Biggins here. That's going to do a lot of damage. The Savage all here breaking. And it seems to be... Oh, and the Bestigals have found Wazark, so they're now chasing him. Breaking him down. We do have some Savage Orcs here. They're trying to give support for their general. The Brave Shaman of Death is just kind of supporting that. What have we got going down here then? Fitstuff Gork. Oh, that's very nice. The Spider Gods have been being... But hopefully that'll finish off the Chaos Spawn and Murgoth there. We do have some guys who have rallied over there, but they're not being moved in. What have we got over here? The Centicles are now moving around, keeping these Biggins occupied while this cavalry force going for harassment. As you see the back line there, the Bestigals, they are pushing the Orcs back. And I mean they are pushing them back. The Greenskins are losing ground at this point. They've lost the front line. They're on the back foot here, unfortunately. TzuDevil needs to really put it out here. Otherwise, it's going to be a win for BlackIron. As you can see, he is winning this combat, but I think that's just too small of a part. Because, here we go. The centre line of the Black Orcs has now, what was left of it, has been cut up with the Tentacles joining in there with their great weapons. Oh, that would have been. And now that's going to move on to the next target. That's going to move on to the Spider Archers that have been locked in with this Mystical Heart. And see, yeah, so the Beastmen have pinned down everything now. They're either pinning it down or they're chasing it. They might be winning that engagement, but not by much. Oh, we got more spells going down here. Ooh, very nice. But I think that's all he's got left. He's got a Spirit Leech on him as well as doing a lot of damage. Actually, the Goblins are losing it. The Greenskins are out. And it's a win for the Beastmen and BlackIron. Very good game there. It was very interesting to see 4 different players, both with the same gem, with the same races and the same map, and how they used different armies and how they reacted to each other. Absolutely brilliant game there. So, let's have a look. The Margov got 41 kills. The Brave Shaman have definitely got 8, but he did a lot of different spells compared to what Janet used. We also have the Gore Herds 25, 23, 13, but they did a great job absorbing those first shots, just tying up Finns, and then making Finns chase after them when they broke. Great. They did their job. And these guys, oh wow, Besticle Herds 94, 102, 81, and 101. Amazing. These guys just smashed through the Greenskin line and then just kept going. Just kept going. The Greenskins couldn't make a new defense line. The Beastmen just ran around them. Absolutely brilliant. The Centaurs are great weapons, 38 and 68, and the Centaurs are thrown axes, 43 and 17. As you can see, they took a huge amount of casualties trying to take out the Orc cavalry, and of course the Biggins got involved. So I think BlackIron could have done this with less casualties, so that he had more to then punch later in the game. Because he let the Biggins charge into them, he charged in the guys with the throwing axes when they should have been used more for harass. But he won, so I can't really say, can I? But that's my thought, that this could have been done. He got the results, but I think he could have been done more efficiently. But it'd be great to see BlackIron's side of the battle. Again, like I said, all these guys are YouTubers. Do check out their channel. Links in the description below. Check out BlackIron when he uploads his version of this, which should be during today. We can find out what he thought about all this. And of course, TzuDevil, Wazark's got 11 kills. The Saviks are bit of a mix, 7, 61 and 33. The Biggins, 48 and 17. I suspect these, yeah, these are the ones that took out the cavalry. So, easy pickings for them. The Black Orcs, again, a bit of a mixed bag. 30, 33, 72. They would have been the ones that held the centre, where the other two got swamped on the flanks there. The Goblin Wolf Riders got 16 kills. The Orc Ball Biggins, 34 and 40. And the fact that they were able to shut down 4 units for their 2 and decimated them, probably worth it. And the Goblin Forest Spiders, 16, 32, and the Death Creepers got 22. But again, they were there all the way through, chasing down guys that were fleeing, harassment, caused pressure straight off the offset by vanguarding them. Absolutely brilliant use, I think, of these. Couldn't have asked better. Very good game by both sides, and a win well played by BlackIron. So, we will now move on to the final game. And see, Shadow Online Gaming picked Beastmen. Well done. But you know Shadow Online Gaming, it's not going to be the meta. It's not going to be the normal, I suspect. It's going to be something really stupid. Look forward to it. And he is taking on Ragnarok, who has brought Empire. So it'd be good. And of course, because it's Empire, it's got to be different Beastmen, we hope. Let's go to the field and see what they brought. So, right, here we go. The final battle. And the Empire's taking the hill, which is nice to see this hill be used, because everyone was fighting. Sorry, mouse gun. Like, kind of use this little here. No, the Empire, very smartly, used the massive hill to their advantage. And the numbers are quite large here. Yeah, 1,000 for them. The Empire outnumber the Beastmen. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so, front line. 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Gore Herds. We also have Kazakh, the Wamai. I told you it'd be different. We then have a couple of Ungol Raiders for range support. We do have a Brave Shaman of Death, so he's appeared in all 3 rounds in this one. Well done. This one's on a chariot, purely because where everything in my army Vanguard deployed, he's got to run up, which is funny. We also have a very strong cavalry force here. 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Centaurs with great weapons. And then we got a couple of Centaurs here, the throwing axes. And at the back here, we've got some Harpies, which haven't made an appearance yet. Very nice. Now, let's have a look at Ragnarok's forces. So, yep, we got some great swords there. We have the Sigma Sons. We also have some great swords there, so a good solid line. One unit of spearmen, another unit there. We've got some halberds in the centre. And on this flank, though, I don't think anything can climb up here. It might be able to. We got spearmen, halberdiers. We also have handgunners, some demigryph knights of the halberds. That's going to be very, very helpful. We also have 3 company militia and 3 company militia. So the handgunners are in the wrong place because we're all on this side. We also have an amber wizard on a griffin. I love this. This is going to be good. Look how pretty he is. And leading this army is Volkamar the Grim. Because if you need some Beastman smiting, he's the guy to send, clearly. I mean, yeah, he's going to cause some real pain. So, yeah, we kind of got an Empire stand on the hill, and the Beastmen hordes moving up to attack. And this battle takes about 10 minutes. I can tell you this, it's close to the wire. So the Centicles for Shadow Online Gaming are going to come around here and try and get a good flank. Well, the main force here are going to move up. The Amber Wizard's getting a little bit close. Ragnarok, is he going to fall back? I mean, are the archers even going to notice he's there? He might not. They might not do that. But we do have spells being dropped here. There goes the cavalry. And the harpies have dropped straight in the 3 company just to keep them tied up. The lines are being realigned here. Fantastic. In comes the Bray Shaman and all of them, including Kazakh. Oh, and we have the Grand Shield of Faith and the Grand Hammer. Oh, this is going to do so much damage. Here they come, straight up the hill. The final battle for Group A, Round 2. Oh, look at that. Straight through, running them over. The Bray Shaman getting in there. The Centicles getting into the back. The Harpies have been kind of just left to deal with them. As you can see here, the Demigryphs are dealing with the Centicles' great weapons, but there's more of them. The Shadow Online Gaming brought a group in just to keep them occupied. Not sure why the handgunners are there. That is not a good place, Ragnarok, to put your handgunners. As you see, we've got this group doing so much damage to these spearmen. They've pretty much cut them up. And as you can see here, we've got some good stuff going down. Uh-oh. What was that? Fins are going down here. It's not... Oh, look at all those abilities going down. The Feyabuna, we've got Soulfire, we've got Soul Blight. Oh, dear. Yeah, Soul Blight's been dropped in the line. But the Beastman line is breaking. Probably because of the tail of that. Karak 01R is holding it, and we've got a Feral Manticore that's been spawned. The Hellbirds have chased down. The Amber Wizard, though, is taking a lot of damage. I don't think Ragnarok realises that he's being shot here. The Harpies have rallied, but now look, these guys have destroyed the handgunners, destroyed the militia, and are now pulling back. Take out the range, and then he's just going to have a few spearmen there. The Harpies get into good position. The Thrown Axes have done their job, killing all of them. Now they're coming in and destroying these Hellbirds. Oh, we've got conflict going on here. Oh dear. One Eye has kind of been surrounded, but he has driven. Is that? Yeah, the Fermenticle's gone out of control, but One Eye cannot get out of there. The Beastmen are rallying though. The Hellbirds, these Hellbirds have kind of been left out to dry. They've charged into this group, but they're now going to get flank charged by another group. And the Archers, of course, are doing their bit. The Archers should really be trying to focus on this Amber Wizard. Get rid of him. But as you can see, the Empire have won this combat, but the Beastmen have won this side. Oh, there we go. A Flock of Doom has just been dropped on all of them. But the Hellbirds are broken. The Fermenticles are being broken. And all these guys are breaking as well and being absolutely slaughtered. We've got more Spearmen coming in, which this force has really got to be careful. There we go. Shadow Online Gaming, putting them back. What a pro. What an expert in Shadow Online Gaming is. Clearly, he is at the top of... I'm kidding. He has no idea. So, there you go. We've got more Flock of Doom being dropped on here. And the Beastmen are all blocked up. So, this is easy. Absolutely easy. These guys are charging out to the handgunners to finish them off. We do have some Gore Herds just chasing down. My thinking at this point, Shadow Online Games thinking, is to try and deal with all the little things. Because we can't deal with the big stuff. As you can see, look, we've dealt with this group here, but... Look at him pushing him along. Oh, fantastic. So he's now trying to win this bit. We've got some Sugmir's Sons going down here. The Feral Manticore will probably be disappearing soon, I suspect. As you see, we've still got the Great Swords coming in. That's going to be... Oh, the Bray Shaman has just been taken down by the Manticore. Fantastic. But this mobile cavalry force is doing a lot of damage. Ragnarok is struggling to deal with it. We've got a group over here. Shadow Online Gaming really needs to bring them in now. But as you can see, it's going to be a big clash here. But with all these Spearmen, Great Swords and Hellbirds, it's going to really be in the Empire's favour. Over here on the ground, though, Beastmen are nearly in full retreat here. One Eye's nearly out. Sigmar's Sons are, look at this, damage resistance and that. These Archers are barely going to touch them. Though that group has broken, so now they just need to focus on that. Volkmar the Grim, though, could be a problem. Shadow Online Gaming trying to get a group here. As you see, the cavalry, though, is now started to get beaten back. But their mobility, he's only focusing on one at a time. So the rest are just moving around them. The Harpies are back and are dealing with the Free Company militia. Though I think the Free Company are actually going to win that. Yeah, they are. Nice one. Spearmen coming down here. And we've still got 4.5 minutes to go yet. But this Volkmar the Green is proving to be a problem. They're going to throw axes are coming in now to deal with the Sons of Sigmar. And I think they're going to charge as well. Yes, they are. They're going to get a rear charge into that. Oh, very nice, very nice. That will hopefully... Well, it's not going to break them because they're unbreakable. But they are taking a lot of damage now. So now Shadow Online Gaming has abandoned in this group here. He's just left them. And he's now focused on trying to take out Volkmar the Grim, who has barely lost any health at all. And, of course, he's got regen as well. It's not going to look good. Obviously, the Fear and Terror, he's going to just destroy everything. But if we can take out the units around him, Shadow might have a chance. So the archers are redeploying here. One Eye is just trying to take a breather, but he's now going to go in to finish the Sons of Sigmar. And these guys, though, are coming in piecemeal. So Shadow should be able to take them out one by one if he can focus fire. The Beastmen are kind of hanging on a thread at this point. These, as you can see, is breaking, and they're barely touching that. I mean, the Centaurs are trying to get in there, but they're just not doing enough. Here comes the Spearmen, though. They sense victory is near for the Empire, so they're charging in there, chasing these ugly Beastmen down. Let's see, all these thrown axes, but we do have cavalry. Look, charging into the rear, getting into those great swords, trying to take them out and get them breaking. And then immediately break off again. Fantastic there, hit and run. The rest of the group are trying to, as you see, deal with this. They've got reinforcements here. The archers are trying to get themselves in a position where they can turn around. We do have the Free Company militia coming down now for Ragnarok. It's not looking good. Numbers are even. But if Volkmar... Oh, Volkmar's at half health at this point. That is not good. And look, we got a beautiful rear charge on these great swords, which should do a nice bit of damage. But then the great swords are getting a rear charge on the rear chargers. Oh dear. One Eye is now terrified. He's exhausted. He's running away because he's been chased down. And he is starting to break. The Spearmen have made it into the archers, but they're now going to flock around them and try and surround them. He has run away. How much health has he got? 500 health left. But it's a complete mess now. The Empire lines, there is no Empire lines. You've got the Beastmen running around them. There's, see though, he's still got plenty of regen to go yet. That is not good for the Beastmen. Beastmen are now trying to focus out on game. He's trying to finish on them. Trying to focus on little bits at a time. Try and finish off what little groups he can. And then he can focus on that. One Eye has returned, but he's probably not in a very good state. He's exhausted. He's got barely any health left. And he's got a giant possessed crazy guy on a chariot chasing him. That's not going to end well for anyone. The archers, you see, we are trying to deal with this. They've got the great swords coming in. But look, the Centaurs have cleaned up this rear line fantastically, breaking them all off, getting rid of all of them, and suddenly the Empire lines are not looking good at all. Their numbers are plummeting as they shatter and run from the battlefield. Yes, less they have, hopefully. And as you see, yep, they're all starting to retreat now. It's not looking good for the Empire. The Empire only have 161. But we do have this guy. He's got... Oh, what a beautiful so far there. That's going to do so much damage against this unit. As you see, the Terror is just shattering them. The Great Swords are wavering, but hopefully Volkmar can keep them into the fight. But the Beastmen, I think their leadership's starting to break as well. As you see now, the Centaurs are now just chasing down these groups, trying to make sure they don't come back. But the balance of power is hugely in the Empire's favour. And I think that's purely because of Volkmar, to be honest. I don't think we've got enough to deal with him. With these great swords, 41 great swords, and Volkmar the Grim. This is how legends are born in the Empire. Dealing with overwhelming numbers and charging in with Sigma on their lips as they batter down the unclean. It is not looking good. There you go. Deadly onslaught deal with them. But look, Volkmar, wherever he goes, just the enemy break. So the Centaurs are trying to deal with them. There's only 30 seconds left though. There's only 60 odd Empire compared to the 200 Beastmen. But Volkmar, as you can see, is regenerating all his health back. And, oh, it's not looking good. There's not much left for the Beastmen to do now. As you can see, they've all shattered. It's down to a simple, everything's got to charge Volkmar. And with 16 seconds left, I'll let you guess how that goes. It goes that well. So that is a victory for Ragnarok and the Empire against Shadow Online Gaming and his Beastmen. Wow, what a round. If every round's going to be like this, I'm going to struggle at the end of the week, I tell you. So, Kazak, I always mispronounce the name. The Wamai got 42 kills. Brave Shaman of Death got 48, very nice there. Gorhurst 64, 40, 47 and 56. The Uncle Raiders 39 and 51. The Sentinels are great weapons. They were the guys that got cut down first. They've only 4 kills, but 135, 64 and 54. And then the ones with thrown axes, over 100 each. 137 and 103. And even the Harpies got a very respectable 42 kills. But if we go on his side, Valkamar the Grim, 134 kills. And single-handedly won the battle. Let's be honest. If he didn't have that character, if he had any other character, they would have probably broken. But because he's unbreakable, nothing the Beastman could do against him. The Amber Wizard got 5 kills, but he did summon Mentacles, so they caused a lot of kills as well. Spearmen, 24, 29 and 16. Pretty respectable for just basic guys with sticks. We then have Halberdiers of 35 and 26. Great Swords, a lot more better as you expect, 54 and 128. These were the guys that stood to the end. And we've got the Sigma Sons, 23 kills, but they did get cut off and surrounded in that push down the hill, unfortunately. Then we've got 3 Company Militia, 25 and 19. The Handgunners only 10 because they kept being shot down. And the Demigryphs Knights with Hellbirds, 29 kills, but they got shot down by all of this cavalry. I mean, look, there's 4 Sentinels of great weapons, 2 with thrown axes against 1 unit of Demigryphs. It wasn't going to end well. And that was the whole point of this, was to send in everything, deal with whatever cavalry he had, get behind, deal with this, and then hit him from the back. And I think that went very well for Shadow. Though, unfortunately, just the unbreakable Valkamar is won him the game. So, with that all done, that's the end of round 2 for Group A. Let's have a look at the tables, because that's obviously all now shifted, and it's going to be very interesting to see. So, I keep saying so, I do apologise, I'm trying to cut that out. Let's forget about it. Here we go. Turin at the top. 2 wins, 2 played. Fantastic. TzuDevil, Jenna on occasion, and BlackIron Battles all tied with 2 played, 1 win, 1 loss. You then have Ragnarok Total War, his first sew-in and his first win. Pitch him in a very good place there. Shadow Online Gaming, 2 played, 2 losses. He's keeping to his usual standards. And Jetar, who's only played 1 game so far as well, but has lost that one. So he's currently at the bottom as well with Shadow Online Gaming. Good old Britannia, you know, holding up the standards. Of course, America, Canada, New Jersey. Guernsey. Where did I get New Jersey from? Guernsey holding it there, and America. It's mostly a little island in the middle of nowhere, and the North American continent. Britain, we've really got to put it out to get somewhere. Right, wrapping it up there. Do obviously check out all the links below to all the YouTubers of both Group A and Group B. As you know, Group B will be later on today. I didn't want to put them too close together, so it'll be Group A in the morning, Group B in the afternoon in British time. And yes, of course, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think, how the editing style is, what you think of the battles, armies. There's so much to watch and enjoy here, so there's plenty to comment on. Do hit that subscribe button as well if you haven't already, because you don't want to miss a single battle. And I'm covering all of the battles from this tournament, which I'm deeply regretting. So we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Till then, take care.